What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Bootcamp. In this video, we are going to talk about the support hero, Diggy. Diggy has a good set area of effect, crowd control, and buff skills for allies. Our Timekeeper, Diggy, is a support hero. I consider Diggy as a good crowd control hero, since most of his skills could slow or pull the enemies. His second skill can stop those enemy heroes who try to escape. We will show you that later. His ultimate skill is what you need on team fights, since it gives crowd control immunity and shield to nearby allies. Now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to use Diggy based on my experience. I will also teach you some combos and techniques on the latter part of this bootcamp. But before that, let me explain his skills one by one for further understanding. Diggy's passive, Young Again, makes Diggy become an egg after death through time reversal on the same spot where he died.
Horology is my craft. Diggy is my name.
On this form, movement is possible for Diggy. Also, he is not targetable on this form. After his resurrection countdown, he revives on his current position, exploding from the eggshell and dealing a small amount of magic damage. He also gains new chick abilities. We will discuss the chick abilities when we tackle each of his skills. Diggy's first skill, Auto Alarm Bomb, lets Diggy throw an alarm clock on the designated area and stays on that spot for 30 seconds.
Horology is my craft. Diggy is my name.
When an enemy unit is detected within the alarm bomb's range, it will automatically chase that enemy unit and explode upon contact. The explosion will deal a really huge amount of magic damage to the enemies on the area of explosion. Enemies hit will also have their move speed reduced. This skill can be stored for up to 3 times. On egg mode, this skill is transformed into Disdain. Disdain lets Diggy display his serious disdain to the enemies, and lets him deal a very small amount of true damage to the surrounding enemies for a short period. His second skill, Reverse Time, lets Diggy lock a target and deals a small amount of magic damage, while slowing down the enemy.
Horology is my craft. Diggy is my...
After 3 seconds, the enemy will be pulled back to the set location. The enemy pulled back will receive a certain amount of magic damage. If the enemy gets too far away, they will be immediately pulled into the set location, and also receive the damage for the pull. On egg mode, this skill is transformed into Egg Dance. This skill lets Diggy dance happily his hometown gig. While dancing, surrounding enemies will receive a very small amount of true damage for a short period. Diggy's ultimate skill, Time Journey, buffs Diggy and surrounding allies to become immune to crowd control effects. This crowd control immunity lasts for a short period. Not only that, Diggy and surrounding allies gain a shield, which lasts for a few seconds. On egg mode, this skill is transformed into Victory Prayer. This lets Diggy roll on the ground, praying for enemies base explode immediately. Well, of course that's not legal. So basically, this skill deals a very small amount of true damage to surrounding enemies. There are so many items that you can buy for Diggy. You can either focus on magic damage items, or items that gives you high health points and a little of physical or magical defense. For me, I choose to buy items that gives magic damage, health points to Diggy, and slowing effects to the enemies. As for starting item, you can consider buying Wizard Boots. Wizard Boots grants additional health points and movement speed. Its unique passive grants 80 gold for every assist you make. Buying this will help you farm more gold with every assist. Buying magic items, such as Lightning Truncheon, will help you deal more burst damage. This item gives you magic power, mana, and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive will deal magic damage to your target and to other enemies when you use a skill. This unique passive has a short cooldown, You might want to consider Dominance Ice. This item grants mana, physical defense, and critical chance reduction. Its unique effect grants 10% cooldown reduction. Its unique passive lowers the movement and attack speed of nearby enemy heroes. The bonus mana is also good for the Lightning Truncheon's unique passive damage. You can consider buying Courage Bulwark. This item grants additional health points and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive grants the attack power and defense for nearby allies. Its another unique passive grants nearby soldiers to take reduced damage from turrets. This item gives your hero an active skill. The active skill, Encourage, increases the movement speed of your hero and nearby allies. This also increases their physical and magical damage. This lasts for a few seconds. This skill has a cooldown of almost 40 seconds. Another item to keep in your tab is Fleeting Time. This item grants you additional magic power and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive grants your ultimate skill cooldown to be instantly reduced by 35% after an elimination or an assist. This is really good since Diggy can assist allies easily, making his ultimate skills cooldown reduced instantly. Lastly, you can consider Twilight Armor. This item grants you health points, mana, and health point regeneration. Its unique passive doesn't let your hero receive more than 900 physical damage. This unique passive has a short cooldown. The bonus mana is also good for the Lightning Truncheon's unique passive damage. The item build for Diggy really depends on the enemy's lineup, so make sure to read each item's description so you can adapt in-game. The best spell to be used on Diggy is Aegis. This grants shield to your hero that can absorb a certain amount of damage. 50% of the shield amount is also granted to the nearest ally with the lowest health. You can also consider Sprint. This can really help you run from danger or chase enemies. This is really good since Diggy's specialty is to crowd control enemies. In my opinion, the best emblem set to be used is the Custom Mage Emblem set. Custom Mage Emblem could provide extra stats according to your needs as a magic damager. Set agility to its max level because it can give you additional movement speed. Higher movement speed means higher chance to chase enemies or escape death. Setting observation to max level will provide additional magic penetration on your skills. Higher magic penetration deals more magic damage to enemies. That means your skills will be more explosive. Get Magic Worship to deal more magic damage to the enemies. When dealing damage that is more than 7% of target's max HP for 3 times in 5 seconds, the target will receive a burning effect. This burning effect burns the target for 3 times. This effect has a cooldown of 12 seconds. For me, it's the best thing to get since Diggy can spam his first skill. This lets him deal more magic damage with this. Set first skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the base damage higher. That means you can deal burst damage with this skill. Prioritize second skill less since his first skill is what you need for damaging enemies. Always upgrade his ultimate skill when available for upgrading. Diggy's passive isn't something that you should underestimate. With the ability to be revived outside the base is a big thing, since you can opt to be revived beside the team fight. His chick skills is also not something you should underestimate. Even if the chick skills only deal 1 digit true damage per hit, it's still damage. Just take a look on how I got a kill with it. Your first skill is what deals the damage most. With the capability of having it stored for 3 times, you can easily spam this skill. You can also plant the bombs in the bush, surprising enemies almost to their death. With Lightning Truncheon's passive and Magic Worship on your emblem, this will just blow the enemy to pieces, making their dead bodies not recognizable anymore. His second skill is the best for crowd controlling an enemy. Even if the enemy uses dash skills or flicker, they will be pulled into the set location. This is best used against mobile heroes, such as Leo, Mord, and Fanny. Now for his ultimate skill, this will keep your team alive in team fights. With the crowd control immunity, this will let your teammates move freely. Just imagine Minotaur's ultimate going to waste because of your ultimate. That's pretty slick. Not only that, with a shield granted, this makes your allies more durable during team fights. Now, let's talk about his combo. Actually, there is no combo recommended for Diggy. All I can suggest is make sure you spam his first skill upon casting his second skill. That way, The enemy will feel the wrath of your first skill for 3 times. Diggy is a support player, so his specialty is to slow down or control enemies. His first skill is a bonus for damage dealing.
I have a clumsy new apprentice. You have slain an enemy.
Additional tip during the early game. Make sure to plant your alarm bombs on locations that enemies usually pass by. On this scenario, I planted the bombs on this spot. Why? Because I believe Hanzo will be passing by this bush. Hanzo is coming. Watch the damage closely. He almost died with that and wasn't able to steal the jungle monster. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Diggy. This video just guides you on how to use Diggy the Kurumi way. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Diggy. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to my channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the featured video on our channel for the mechanics. See you on the next Mobile Legends Bootcamp. Cheers.